Hey everyone, welcome back to the Visions podcast. I am here today with Ben Cohen, and welcome Ben to the Visions
Thank,
podcast.
thank you very much for having me.
So I always ask every guest to give a brief description of themselves and a little bit of background to their career.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I am a Los Angeles-based actor. I do sketch comedy, film, all the things that will have me. But I started out in musical theater. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. Have the BFA in musical theater. Um, but yeah, I just do whatever will pay me. Yeah.
Where did that love for um, performing and going into musical theatre start for you?
Um, Definitely since before I can remember, I would say, which is so cliche to say, but I always loved watching the Disney movies growing up. I would say Disney probably is a large part. And I remember when well, I don't remember. My parents claim this, but when I would watch an episode of something, some random TV show, after it was over, I would like go out in my backyard and just like act out the episode like myself. I would call it my act, and just perform. And I don't know, I think it's just I've always managed to find an escapism in the like fantastical sort of elements of media. And so musical theater specifically was a great jumping off point for that because it's some of the most like not over the top. I mean, it can be over the top, but it's very much larger than life. And from that, I was able to kind of find escapism in the smaller scale stuff and all of that. So, yeah.
You said that you've got a BFA in theatre. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
musical theater.
Yeah. So what did that do for you? Did it enhance your training really, enhance your performance while you were doing that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it it definitely, I mean, every aspect of life informs you as an actor, I would say. But yeah, musical theater definitely helped because it focuses a lot on, I mean, body and voice were a large part of the training, which of course come into play with acting, film, whatever you're doing. Um, and I mean, I mean, I would say stage acting and film acting, what I've always been told and have experienced is that it's the same thing. You still have to deliver the same level of honesty.
Yeah.
It's just you're performing for a different medium because that can also be true for different theater sizes. If it's like a little black box theater or a giant, stadium, which I've not performed in, but it's all you're shifting regardless, but the honesty is still there. So, and I still love musical theater. It's just not what I am currently venturing towards, mainly because I'm not a dancer. I'm a mover, but yeah, yeah. So it's a very, very informative.
I've spoken to many actors in the past who have said in theatre is the community is really important with your cast, with the crew, even with the audience in front of you. Do you agree with that as well?
Yeah, I would say definitely with the audience. Um, it depends the cast. No, yeah, no. I mean, musical theater is it's a very cutthroat industry in a way that I mean, film is as well, but musical theater, there's more of like you're in an audition room with all these people constantly at the various calls, and um, you are together for a much not much longer. It depends like the film or set, but you are together very closely. So it's like if you get along, you get along. If you don't, you don't. But you do have to kind of manage that. But in theory, yes, great sense of community. And I've typically had great experiences working in theater. Because yeah, you are, I mean, similar to a film set, you're working with these people nonstop, like any job. So of course you're gonna have your little like kerfuffles and whatnot. But once it's all over, you still have that like little like bittersweet feeling of like, oh, like this community that we created is, you know, it won't be the same again, but it was great to have. And I would say it's similar to film sets and whatnot as well.
Was there a point at the start of your career that you acted in something, you did an audition or performed in something that you thought, yes, this is where I want to be, this is where I belong?
Um, the well, yeah. I mean, the first like production I remember doing was her name Stregonona? Do you know what the lady who makes the noodles? Are you familiar with that story?
Probably but I
She
can't
like
remember.
it's like the never ending like bowl of noodles. I want to say her name is Stregonona. I could be mispronouncing that. But yeah, that's the first thing I remember performing in. But like the first, I mean, yeah, I would say the first time I was performing is when I realized like, oh yes, I want to be doing this. But my first like actual, I guess, production was The Wizard of Oz, where I played both a Munchkin and a Poppy. And
Okay.
yeah, I remember, I think I was like seven. I remember it was an outdoor amphitheater and there was a community theater, but there was a thunderstorm that started happening. So they had to invite it was right at the scene where like all the munchkins are like in hiding and then they like come out. So like I was in my hiding spot and they had to invite everyone up onto the stage because it was storming. And I remember being so upset because I was like, no, they're gonna see it. It's gonna ruin the magic. And like it devastated me. And I think I'm over that, I hope. But I would say like that kind of feeling is kind of what informed me, like, okay, yes, I take this very seriously. But I would say like the first where I like truly was like, okay, like this is what I should be doing, which granted I still have moments where I'm like, I should not be doing this. But I did a production of I think it was like the following year of Aladdin Jr. and I played Iago, the parrot. And yeah, I remember I wasn't trying to be funny in any capacity because I don't think, you know, when you're that young, you don't really have an understanding of comedic timing. But and so I was saying things and people were laughing and I was like, I wasn't understanding the joke, but I was like, oh, okay, so people are liking what I'm doing. And, you know, I don't know, there's still always those voices that are like, you know, you should not be doing them. But yeah, just theater in general. That's such a long-winded answer. But yeah,
No, it's fine.
when I was just a child doing community theater, you know.
So at the start of your career, even like when you were doing your like BFA in musical theatre, was there someone or something that gave you that confidence and that push that you can do it? And do you think of that person now while you're performing in different things that you do now?
Oh yeah, I mean, my parents, I'm very grateful to have very supportive parents, both my mom and my dad. Yeah, they were always incredibly encouraging of me doing theater. There was never like that weird, like, you should be going into this and not this. They were always very, like, passionate about me doing it. And they still will, like, bring up old videos to, like, these random people and be like, oh, did you see this production from high school that we have a video of? And yeah, so my mom and dad, I think, you know, as cliche as it is, like, they are the people that I think of the most when I'm performing or when I have any kind of achievement in the
Yeah.
industry. It's like it's because of them. Yeah.
So what did musical theatre, improv, and comedy teach you about performing in front of a camera?
Yes. I mean, improv is very, very crucial, I would say, in performing. Improv is very crucial for performing in front of a camera, I would say, because you know, in camera they're getting the like the real moments. And so real moments are based on improv because we don't plan what we're doing in our day-to-day life or in any given moment. And so it definitely helps kind of inform that. Yeah, I would say for musical theater, it definitely helps with the training aspect and the you know taking care of your body and you know warming up and all of that stuff because it's really ingrained into you for musical theater for voice
Yeah.
and for body. Um, And sketch comedy, I would say it's just you're creating characters, and same with improv, same with musical theater. Like in musical theater, you're part of the ensemble, but you still have to come up with a character. Like, what is my town person A going to do, or what is my tree
Yeah.
number three going to act like? And which again is similar to these verticals where you're playing random party guests and whatnot with no party guest B. Um, Regardless, you come up with a character. And so, yeah, I would say musical theater and sketch comedy helped with that as well.
So you just mentioned vertical dramas, and that's where we are going to now. So if you were to like find someone who's never seen vertical dramas, and at this point in time, I don't think anyone's like that, how would you describe vertical dramas?
Um, they're like God, how would I describe vertical dramas? They are like a soap opera telenovela that you can watch on your phone in increments of 1 minute. They're like a 90-minute movie that you watch, and there's 90 episodes, each a minute long. Very over the top, very larger than life, very nonsensical. Give or take, there's some, but yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Um, so verticals are quite fast paced. Instead,
yes.
like theatre, you get time to rehearse. You get a few weeks, maybe some, maybe longer. Did you, when you first went into verticals, did you find that intimidating, the fast pace of the vertical dramas?
Um, Not necessarily. Maybe the number of pages a day, because they can go from like anywhere from 10 to 20 pages a day. Thankfully, memorization is something I've naturally been able to handle, which probably does come from theater because, I mean, theater can also be very fast paced. Sometimes you
Yeah.
have, I mean, in high school, you have like a couple months to work on whatever, but some of these like more repertory theaters, you have like 4 weeks or 2 weeks, or sometimes you're putting up a show in 1 week. So you do, I mean, it is very quick paced as well. So I would say they're pretty compatible in that regard in the quick pace, but verticals, you're definitely covering more ground daily, I would say. Obviously, in theater, you're rehearsing the same thing
Yeah.
throughout. So, which is where improv and whatnot can help for these verticals because you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And they're focused on what the camera looks like. I'm focused on what I want to look like. So, it's just a medley of all the worlds, all the training. Yeah.
You mentioned improv there, and in improv, you have to have those fast reaction times, like going through each scene. That must go into the vertical space with the improv training that you've got.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Because they're always looking for big reactions. And so I have a very like reactive face. So subtlety has never been my gift. Okay. Yeah. So I would say improv is helpful because yeah, they'll just shout out, react to this, react to that. And I typically do supporting day players, so there is more leniency with that. I think the leads, number one and two, they're very much more like stricter about exactly the kind of like look they want from them. Um, but yeah, so I get to kind of just have fun on those sets, which is
Yeah.
nice.
Are you open to being a lead in a vertical?
I'm open to it. I don't know if they're open to having me. But yeah, I think if it's the right vibe, yeah, I am open to it. I would say yes. I'm open to it. Um, it would just have to be the right kind of
Storyline.
yeah, the right storyline and the right,
Yeah.
kind of angling of the story. I'm not one of those people that's like constantly in the gym by any means. So, which is they really like for the number ones and twos. So, if it was like a storyline about just someone who's like who wears clothes and who goes about their life, then yeah, I would do that.
Do you think, because there's an opinion that I've got about vertical dramas, is they are, especially in my life, they are taking over mainstream TV and movies because I enjoy them at the moment more than I've enjoyed mainstream TV and movies. Do you think TV executives and creators and movie creators should take sometimes their lead from verticals in how they create something? Because in my opinion, I think verticals are taking over mainstream media at the moment.
Yes, yes, and no. Um, from a promotional aspect, maybe. Um, because they are very enticing. Like they do draw you in with their
Yeah.
ads and their promos and whatnot. And there is something very entertaining about how like over the top they are. At the same time, I would say verticals do prioritize a handful of them, not all of them, but a majority of them. They do prioritize that kind of shock value and clickbait over actual storytelling. And I would like to see that not take over the mainstream media
Hmm.
because there's so many great, shows out. Like
Yeah.
Widow's Bay is a great one that's just like a phenomenal horror comedy series that, and other projects that you want to see these projects have the same level of success as these verticals because I want to see more seasons of those. I was a big TV watcher growing up, and I had many heartbreaks of shows that were like canceled before they should
Oh,
have
yeah.
been.
Mm.
Um, like a couple was like when I loved the show Happy Endings. I don't know if you watched it on ABC. That was a great one. Hannibal, that series, beautiful show, and I could name so many of like these really well written shows that were canceled, whereas shows like the Big Bang Theory and all the various NCISs and Law and Orders and whatnot
Mm.
have like 20 plus seasons. And I'm not saying that it's the same with verticals versus current media, but it's a little bit the same in some regards. And especially now with, unfortunately, a handful of verticals are starting to become fully AI generated. Um, in that aspect, I really hope that that does not take over mainstream media, which I
Yeah,
fear it might. But yeah, yeah. So it's a complicated. It's complicated for sure.
it is. See, I'm like you. I watch TV. I've watched TV all my life, and when a show's cancelled and you've been the one enjoying that show, it's like you've done this because of me.
Yeah,
It's like
it feels like a personal attack. Yeah, I'm just like,
yeah,
and then I'm mad at all the people in my life who didn't watch the show, and I was like, you should
yeah,
watch this. And yeah, no, it's
yeah.
devastating. Yeah.
So let's go on to Demon Twink.
Yes, yes.
So, what was your first reaction when you read the title and like the premise of the actual short film?
Yeah, I mean, the title kind of just jumps right out at you. I think this is in
24?
2024. Well, when I saw the posting about it, I think it was 2024, end of 2023, I think beginning of 2024. Yeah, it was on like Actors Access. I saw Demon Twink, and this is a point where it was a mix between the verticals and other projects, which verticals at that time were called mobisodes. But this
Hmm.
was a short film, and I was reading the character descriptions, and I saw the description for the demon character, and they're like an effeminate, evil vibe type character, and I was like, oh, like I love that. Like I grew up watching those Disney movies. I love the Disney villains and all that, and I'm like, okay, I think I can channel that. And so I submitted through that, and I didn't hear anything. And so I have kind of forgotten about it. And then one day I was on Facebook because I was in one of those various Facebook casting groups, and I saw the posting was there as well, and it was like email us with the characters you're interested in submitting for. And So I did that. I submitted for two of the characters, the demon being one of them. And I remember the actual, like, once I got the sides, one of the descriptions was, again, when I said like effeminate kind of devilish character, and it had a handful of character references, and one of them was him from the Powerpuff Girls. And God, I love the Powerpuff Girls, and yeah, him is one of the well, Mojo Jojo was always my favorite, but him, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I know what they're looking for. I don't know if they'll like how I'm doing it, but I know what they're looking for. Um, and yeah, so I channeled that and just kind of my love of all these queer coded villainous characters. And I sent the audition, and then it was like a few months, I think maybe, and I just got an email from Steven, the director, and he's like, we'd love to lock you down for this role. We don't know when we're starting yet, but we'd like to have you. And I was like, okay, amazing. And then, yeah, flash forward to October of 2024 and filmed it. And it was just such a great, yeah, such a great experience.
So from the Powerpuff Girls, him, which who I know who you're talking about,
Mhm.
was the character, like how you built the character. Is that how you built it physically and emotionally as well? Or was there other things that added to that as well?
Definitely, I would say other things. I mean, him definitely informed some of the vocal choices, I would say. But I would say that physically, I remember one of the original designs he was talking about was kind of like um, a snake skin of sorts. And so I was kind of channeling a bit of snake like energy and the kind of like, kind of moving slowly, but then there's moments where like a snake will move and then it just attacks.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to channel that and emotionally, I guess similarly, they kind of move slowly to manipulate, but then they'll lunge to get what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say that, and also just, my love of queer media and just media that the queers have taken over. Also helped inform a lot.
Um, how do you
And the
think queer?
writing, and the writing, of course,
Okay.
the writing,
Yeah.
yes.
How do you think queer performers are reshaping genre storytelling right now? Because
Uh,
it's taking over, like you said.
yeah, I mean, my favorite current example would be Cola Scola and Oh Mary, which is if you're familiar, the retelling of
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln's death through Mary Todd Lincoln, and none of it's historically accurate. And it's just so, I mean, and especially being a non binary performer, it was so cool to see them create this show. They're playing a woman, and the joke isn't that they're playing a woman, the joke is the character themselves. And how they created this show, and now so many other iconic people are taking over the role,
Hmm.
and it's just really really inspiring to me, their journey and all of that, especially as someone who is also figuring out their kind of gender journey of being not on the binary. Is It's just cool to see that you can create just like stupid stuff, stupid complimentary, and it can still reach people, and it can still take off. I was always into creative writing when I was younger, and obviously with
Hmm.
sketch comedy. And it's like, okay, so maybe these like stupid little ideas I can turn them into something that people will love. So yeah, Cola Scola O'Mary. I would say I know there's more queer things out there. I mean, I think Heartstopper was really
Oh,
great. So
yeah.
good. Such great representation. Um, yeah, uh, there have been a lot. I'd like to see more. I'd like to see more, obviously, but yeah. Yeah. And of course,
So
there's the others, but yeah.
you're asking for more. So what kinds of queer characters would you like to see more of on
I
screen?
would, yeah, I would like to see like queer characters who are genuinely queer. I would like to be able to watch a show and just be like, yep, that's a gay person. That's a queer person. Um, because I think there was a point in time where, yes, gay people, queer people, especially male presenting queer people, were being cast in these like stereotypical, like the gay best friend, the snarky
Yeah.
assistant, the this and that, and they wanted to veer away from that. Unfortunately, that's my cream and butter, as they say. It is my typecast, and also I think it's okay to have those characters back in media. I think yes, do it with more nuance and maybe make them more of the center point of the story and not just the token whatever. But that personality, it does exist in gay queer people. Like
Yeah.
I am naturally just kind of more feminine in how I speak and how I sit and how I move my hands
Mhm.
um and to feel like that type of queer person isn't allowed to exist on screen right now because they need to see more. I hate to say it, but like straight passing queer people is what it feels
Yeah.
like the media is pushing towards right now. It is very disheartening. So I would like to see more just open queerness, like again, like Cola Scola,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
I agree with you there because I think I want to see stories that have happy endings as well for queer characters
Yeah.
because I think a lot of writers write these characters and they think they need to have a bad ending for a queer character. It has to be bad for them to get it like, on screen. But I want to
Mhm.
see more happy endings. That's why I
Yeah.
think things like Heartstopper, like Young Royals, that sort of thing,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
is
Yeah, I think.
happy.
Yeah, I agree. I think that in general that it is getting better at
Yes.
the media at having that. Even the recent horror film, which this might be a spoiler, so I guess spoiler, but Leviticus. I don't know if you saw it.
Haven't seen it yet because it's not out in the UK yet,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's
I don't.
it's
I'm
a
not
film
gonna.
I want to watch.
Yes, I don't. This isn't like it doesn't have the dark and dire ending that you might be expecting for a horror film. Is all I'll say.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah,
and so that was also nice to see. They could still
yeah.
die. I'm not saying that they don't die. I don't know what happens. Um, yeah, so I think we are, yeah, again with Heartstopper and even like, heated rivalry. I haven't read the books. I know there's books. So I'm not sure how that entire story ends, but I get the vibe that it's a happy ending. And so we are seeing more queer joy in media. I would just, I would like to see more openly queer people portraying that queer
Yeah,
joy.
yeah. So when you prepare for a role, let's say you're preparing for Demon Twink, what is the first question you ask yourself?
How do I not fuck it up? No. Well, um, oh, that's a good question. I would say I mean, I don't know if there's a set first question I ask myself. I think I read the script and I let that kind of inform the question. But I mean, in general, it's always what does this character want? What is their drive? And not like
Yeah,
a convoluted, like long-winded thing, but it's just a very quick, like this is what they want. Um, that's not what you're playing by any means, but that is what helps kind of inform what you're doing
yeah.
with the character.
What kind of project is your dream role?
Oh gosh, what is my dream role? Um, I mean, honestly, the demon in Demon Twink was a dream role of sorts, and I would
Right.
love that kind of character, and I would love to do that on like a larger scale, in Hollywood. Um, but yeah, a dream role. I mean, I have my like musical theater dream roles that like, I'd love to play on Broadway, like Dr. Frankenfurter dream role. Various ones. But yeah, I would say my dream role is like whatever will provide me stability long
Hmm.
term in the acting industry. I'd love to do like I mean, I love dark comedy, especially dark horror comedy. So like
Yeah.
maybe like something, a series, a television series, HBO that, something. I want to do it all, everything. I want everything. Yeah.
What should we keep an eye out for from you coming up next?
Yeah, I have a couple random things in development. I have a project that I worked on with Candy Jar, which is a vertical streaming service that a
Yeah.
great. I love Candy Jar. They're definitely one of the top tier vertical companies. I would say I
Yeah.
did one project with them already, and I was grateful to get to do this other one. And I'm not sure when it's coming out. I think sometime in the month of August, I would assume. But I'm excited for that. I guess I don't know what I can necessarily say about it, so I won't say
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
more. But yeah, it was a
Yeah.
fun character, and I got to be a little more over the top and fabulous in all of the capacities than they typically let you be in verticals, which is great. Um, and yeah, I have another web series in development. A couple a couple films in development. Um, of course, that don't I don't know how much I can say about all of them. It's not like anything. It's not Marvel. Like I'm not like oh I can't speak about it. I just don't want to. I don't want to overstep for whatever they have planned. But yeah, and also Demon Twink is still an expanding universe of sorts,
Mhm.
which in some capacity could become something longer, maybe. Um, so that's definitely exciting. And I always out and about performing in sketch comedy and
Mhm.
theater. I'm on a sketch team, and yeah, there's always random stuff popping up too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So before we get on to my two final segments, if you could go back in time and speak to your younger self, what is the one piece of advice you'd give that younger self?
Mm. Honestly, I feel like my younger self needs to give me some advice. Uh, I would say don't to my younger self, I say don't lose your spark, and don't let other people's perceptions of you stop you from just being you. Um, yeah, yeah. Like you are
Nice.
you are amazing just the way you are.
Nice. So I have two final segments on every episode of my podcast. The first one is finding out who you love in the entertainment industry and what you love to watch. And that is,
Mhm.
who are your visions? So first up, who are your visions of TV and movies? That can be actors, actresses, or a TV show or movie that you love.
Mhm. And when you say visions,
It doesn't, it's just like
oh, okay.
who you love.
Who I love. Oh gosh, there's so many people. I mean, Cole Escola, obviously. O'Mary. I would say. I mean, I've always loved a good character actress. Jessica Lange in American Horror Story, a very informative a- actress for me, especially that second season, American Horror Story Asylum. Her character in
Hmm.
that, amazing. Um, Another Jessica would be Jessica Walter, who played Lucille Bluth in Arrested Development. Very, very. important character. Um, and yeah, I mean, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is one of my favorite TV shows. Desperate Housewives, not the Real Housewives, Desperate Housewives.
Okay.
Another favorite of mine. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could. There's so many. I mean, Meryl
You go
Streep,
on.
obviously. There's so many. There's too many. Yeah.
Yes. An artist in music that is constantly on replay for you.
Oh, Beyonce. Beyonce. Yes, yes. Beyonce, for sure.
Can you describe your time in one word or a phrase in the vertical drama space?
Um, you said in a word
Or a phrase.
or phrase? Extra.
Nice.
And all the meanings of that. Yeah.
Is there an author or book you love or would recommend for people to read?
Oh, I've like I just got back into reading actually. Not that I haven't been reading. But so I'll just say what I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading a book called The Good Daughter. It's by an author, Karen Slaughter. I'm not finished yet, but I'm really liking it so far. But
Nice.
yeah, yeah, I'd say that.
And finally, we go on to our final segment, which is this or that.
Gosh, decisions. I'm so great at making those.
So I give you two options. You pick which best describes you. There will be 10 of them. And if you want to say both, I don't mind.
Feels like cheating though. I'm gonna try to decide. Okay.
Okay. First one, Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix,
Star in a theatre show or star in a TV show?
TV show,
Text message or phone call?
text message.
Sunset or sunrise?
Oh, sunset,
Pop music or rock music?
pop music, girly pop,
Reality TV or scripted TV?
scripted TV, 1000%. Nothing against reality TV, but again, Desperate Housewives, not Real Housewives.
Yeah. Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram, though they're both very toxic in their own way.
Yeah. Road trip or direct flight?
Oh, it, it depends where I'm going, but
Okay.
I think a road trip. Because the music, you can just blast your music out
Yeah.
loud. Yeah.
A great playlist or a great book?
I love a great playlist and a great book, but a great playlist.
Alone time or time with friends and family?
They're both so important, but can I alone time, but with my kitty cat. So but she's part of me. I feel like so it's like that's alone time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then that conversation has been amazing. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for joining me.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you for
been
all the great questions.
and everyone else who's watching, go and find Ben's work because we'll look forward to see what is next for you.
Yes, yes. Go find me. I don't know when I'll show up.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.